Hello everyone. So today I'm really going to be very brief, but I'm just going to tell you slightly what the skill is, or not slightly. I'm going to tell you about the skill today. So as you know, last week and every week you're going to be sourcing at least one document. And this week you're sourcing the document that is titled The Life of a Chinese Immigrant. Your questions and your assessment are going to be about all of your different sources that you're reading. There's a couple for each document, has a couple questions, except for the last question is the only question regarding the life of the Chinese immigrant. And as you know, so additionally you learn to source, right? And you're going to be practicing that all semester, but sourcing is one of the first steps that will then lead to how you use your sources when writing, right? And so the next step that we're going to be kind of working on this week is also a simple step, but an important one. So when you're writing a paper, you always have a thesis, right? And your thesis is an argument in which you're going to prove by utilizing primary sources, historical primary sources, to show that argument. We're going to later get to actually writing a thesis, but today I want you to think about how you're proving a thesis by using specific examples from primary sources. So your first questions are all questions specific to different documents, and I want you to be thinking about that skill. How are you specifically thinking about the document to prove something, right? And those questions are geared towards that, but the last one is the one that is really specific to this skill. So I actually give you a thesis. It's a very basic thesis. And it's about that longer document, The Life of a Chinese Immigrant again. And the thesis is, due to the prejudices against them, Chinese immigrants living in the U.S. in the early 20th century struggled to adjust to life in America. So that is a statement that is an argument, right? The argument is saying Chinese immigrants struggled to adjust to America or to life in the U.S. Due to prejudices, right? That's the whole argument. It's a very simple argument, but what I want you to do to finish that question is to find 4 specific examples directly from that source that proves that thesis, right? That answers that thesis directly. I want 2 of your examples to be paraphrased, and when I say paraphrase, I mean I want you to rewrite them in your own words, okay? So don't use a quotation, and 2 of them should be quotations. These are both ways that you will use when writing a paper, right? Sometimes you paraphrase, sometimes you use direct quotes. So that's what I want you to. I also want you to remember after each example, whether you paraphrased it or you used a quote, I want you to include a page number from the document that example comes from, okay? So this is another simple skill you're learning, and we're building on to make sure that when you go to have to write a paper, you know exactly how to do it. All right, excellent. I hope you're having a great weekend and week, and I will talk to you soon.